Hello ladies and gentlemen, you're on an all-new episode of The Final Cut, and today I'm going to be going over Insidious The Last Key. Now, Insidious The Last Key is the fourth entry in the Insidious film series. And in horror franchises, you don't really have any good films after the first film. Now, Insidious is a rare exception of having three consistently good films. And I was kind of hoping they would end it at 3. They cliffhanged it to have a chapter 4, and we're now here at Insidious The Last Key. I was kind of anxious to see how a fourth entry would do. James Wan's not back, you don't have Lin-Manuel, so you have Adam Robitel directing it. He wrote Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension, but this is like his first big horror movie directing, and I have to say he does a pretty good job taking over the reins. And yeah, it keeps up that creepy atmosphere from the first 3 films. We have Lynn Shay return as Elise Rayner, with Leigh Rennell as Specs, Angus Sampson as Tucker. We also have appearances by Kirk Acevedo as Ted Garza, Caitlin Garrard as Imogen Rayner, Spencer Locke as Melissa Rayner, with Tessa Farrer as Audrey Rayner, Josh Stewart as Gerald Rayner, and Bruce Davison as Christian Rayner. It is written by Leigh Whannell. And yeah, this really has more to do with Elise's character. And the Insidious series is a bit odd when it comes to chronology. It really goes 3, 4, 1, and 2. So this is before Insidious 1, but after Insidious Chapter 3 in the timeline. And yeah, we get to see Elise's backstory. It goes back to a haunting and the home she grew up in, how she got her powers. And she must go back and basically face demons from her past, while also reconciling mistakes and basically making all the wrongs right. She has to face this demon. And yeah, it has a creepy atmosphere. She lived by a penitentiary, and like it's this old 50s home. I love it. I love the opening. It takes its time with a prologue. And it has a good running time. It also is PG-13, which doesn't really frighten me too much because a lot of R movies try to overcompensate a weak story with blood and sex. And with PG-13 movies, especially horror films, that you have to try extra hard to basically keep it suspenseful. And that's one thing that's always made the Insidious films, is the atmosphere and the suspense, more than the horror itself, but has one of the most creepiest creatures yet. I call him the key finger guy. He is just deadly. They used a lot of practical makeup on him, and you can tell there's scenes of pure dread and terror with him. They don't show him fully right away. It builds up to him being revealed. Now, it does have a little bit of CGI and green screen, but most of all, they keep it real with this movie. I like Elise's relationship with Specs and Tucker, and also she ends up finding family members, her nieces, and they find out they have an aunt. She has a really dysfunctional relationship with her brother, who's, of course, Senator Kelly from X-Men. And they must deal with this haunting. This man named Ted Garza calls her, saying that, I'm dealing with these hauntings, these ghosts, I need help. And she finds out it's her childhood home. She's very reluctant to go at the beginning, but the whole movie is pretty much her wrestling her demons and this kind of evil entity that she herself as a child let out. It's basically caused all this pain in her past. And Lynn Shay, as always, is a highlight in the Insidious films, and she is great as Elise. She gives one of her best performances yet as the character. And what's great about this is that it's really its own isolated story. You can watch the previous ones, but really, all you need to really watch is 3. They have a mention of Quinn in the film from Insidious Chapter 3. There's Specs, Tucker, there's Spectral Ghost Company, but it really is its own individual entity, and it goes full circle into catching up with the first film, and that's one thing that makes this 4th installment. It may not have as strong of a story as the first 3 films, it may not be as scary, but it still has moments of suspense, dread. The music and atmosphere is done very well, and it is a solid horror movie in its own right. It's not among the best horror movies, but for a 4th installment, it's actually really well done. I think it's probably my favorite 4th installment since Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. It really is. Not many good horror films. Not many horror films are as good after 3 films. Another one that's really good is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I think that one's higher up, but like, There's not many good horror films after an original film, let alone 3. And for Insidious to have consistently good movies is a rare thing. And in some way, I kind of hope it ends here because you can tell that they're already starting to run out of ideas, but there really isn't much to be explored. And that's the true weakness of this film, is that there was already so much explored in the previous 3. What else is there left, really? And that's why I like them bringing it back full circle to the original film. So you can either watch it 3, 4, 1, 2, or you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and either way, it'd be full circle. I love the set design here. The different camera shots are also very different. It definitely borrows that night vision look from Paranormal Activity or Blair Witch Project. And again, the story, I like them dealing with Elisa's past and future, considering she got killed off at the end of the first Insidious. It's really great seeing this character have such a long afterlife, so to speak. And I like that being explored, more of the Insidious world. If they ever did make another one, I kind of hope it's completely different. Maybe with other characters, something completely different to change it up. They could even bring Elisa's niece into this. And I like them dealing with the world of psychic mediums and the void, the great beyond, you know? That area is so frightening, and the way this monster is, each Insidious monster has been scary, unique, and original on its own. And I love that about this series. Again, the Keyfinger man, he is just evil. I love all the moments with him. Just the last key and doors, it's just creepy. The whistle scene, the way they use the whistle scene is intense, and also this takes some story directions that you're not expecting. There's moments where you think you know where it's going to go, and it totally pulls a 180 and just kind of brings a different perspective then to what you were expecting. And I love that. It helped keep it refreshing and original. So if I have to give Insidious The Last Key a score, I would give it a 4 out of 5 and a B+. It's not as strong as the first 3 films, but if you're a fan of the Insidious film series, you're definitely going to have a good time with this film, and I think it does make the final cut. It's not among the best horror movies, but by itself, if you're in the mood for a suspenseful film on a Friday night, want some pizza and drinks, popcorn, whatever, you're on a date night, you're by yourself, totally check out Insidious The Last Key. If you have seen the Insidious films and Insidious The Last Key, let me know your thoughts about The Last Key. What is your favorite Insidious film? For me, I still love the first movie. The first one will always be the best for me. But I like each movie for their own reasons. Just let me know in the comments below. You can also check out more reactions and reviews of mine on the Stardust app. You can download it on iTunes or Google Play, and you can post your reactions and reviews to your favorite television shows or films. Be sure to follow me on Fred Film Fanatic. Get a Stardust account and follow me. If you like this video, click the like button, comment, and subscribe for more videos.